So we all know that Jeremy from The Quartering is one of the dumbest people on YouTube, but would it surprise you if I told you that he may have just made one of the dumbest mistakes of his career? Keep in mind, this is the same guy that when Dr. Disrespect admitted to messaging a minor inappropriately, he responded with firm handshakes. He's also the same guy that made this tweet about Hitler, right? He's also the same guy that peed in his basement drain because he refused to go to the restroom. It's more than safe to say that Jeremy is a pretty dumb and silly individual. But before we get into what Jeremy did this time, I have to give you a little bit of background to the story. So there's this conservative commentary YouTuber known as Sticks and Hammer 666, ironic name, trust me, I know, and he has a whole story that would be well suited for another video as well, but we're gonna cover it briefly for this video. Just so we can tie everything together preemptively, Sticks is actually a co-host of The Quartering's live show. These individuals go back for quite some time. These guys share a sort of community and scene together. It's safe to assume that these guys are acquaintances, friends, a little bit closer than what you'd expect. Well, one day, tragedy struck and Sticks and Hammer was actually arrested. What he was arrested for, we're about to get into. I don't particularly keep up with these types of people, so when I first got keyed into this, it was on a post made by KiwiFarms.net. The post goes as, a bizarre video was posted onto YouTube and subsequently made private. It features a woman with a bloody nose and what sounds like Terry Warwick / Sticks talking, along with screenshots allegedly from Tarl saying, "I will not survive another jailhouse rock." I'm not going to show the images or show the particular video on this tweet because it's not suitable for YouTube, but I will play some sound bites and I will read out these texts. Here we have this text sent by allegedly Tarl Warwick where he says, "Why don't you just talk this out with me, Sam? I am trying to be reasonable and I know you care for me, but I will not survive another jailhouse rock." Next we have this longer message that says, "At great hazard, I send you one last response to the message you left in the room. I am not cheating and won't. I didn't mean to hit you with a phone. I will never find someone as great as you. I have commanded mom to let you stay at blank if in need, and yes, you may reside in blank. My lawyer will push for the charges to be dropped, and I hope to return soon. This is all my fault, and I will stay off alcohol for life. I saw alcohol yesterday and felt only disgust for it and myself. I humiliated my family, hazarded my work, and worst of all, now you aren't beside me. I beg forgiveness and will become the man I need to be. I doubt you ever want me again, but if there's even a 1 in a million chance, I'll go the distance. You can reply, but I dare not to say anything further except I love you. Be safe, and I will abide by the protection order. I will never deserve someone as perfect as you and will feel guilt for this forever." Now, I will play the audio, and you may judge that as you'd like.
"You've made your bed. Now lay in it. I don't care if you're crying. It makes no difference to me. You've treated me like absolute shit this entire time. I'm 1,000 miles away from my home with a person who apparently I can't trust at all as my guide. Do you know how that feels?" You won't answer the question because, of course, the question invalidates your particular opinions. How lovely. I'm so imperfect. I'm so terrible. And you're just wonderful.
If these messages and if this audio are to be believed as they are, it is safe to say that Sticks here is completely unhinged and is possibly a very manipulative person. I'm not well versed on Sticks himself, so my commentary on him won't be too in-depth as to avoid making false conclusions. But again, if what is shown here is anything to go by, this is not an individual that deserves any sort of respect and appears to be pretty apathetic towards the woman here, that is, until he was separated from her. Now, for some added context, Sticks was actually arrested in New Orleans on September 30th for domestic abuse and battery charges, to be clear. So unless there's some very good faking or lying going on, this guy is not a particularly good person. So how does Jeremy from The Quartering tie into all of this? Well, about 5 or 6 days ago, Sticks made a video on his channel explaining how he went to jail, how unpleasant his experience was, no shit, and how he was so lucky to be bailed by The Quartering. That's right, Jeremy from The Quartering posted his bail just a day before. On October 2nd, The Quartering made this tweet: "New Orleans court system is a disaster. Sticks' bail was paid at 3 p.m. today. I was told he can get out today, and then nobody answered the phone for the next 2 hours. They charged my card, though. I spoke with his family and will be on the phone the moment they open tomorrow." Now, in my experience, courts aren't particularly fast or efficient. I'm just throwing that out there, just to be fair, so this is probably not a localized issue. Additionally, getting people out of jail is not a very fast process, so there's that too. The following day, on October 3rd, when Sticks made his video, The Quartering also went live with another moron on the scene known as Melanie Mac to basically explain his whole involvement with Sticks' bond.
Then I go live. I find out, oh, my co-host is in jail. So Like, I'm like 10 minutes into the show, right? No, Styx isn't there. Chat tells me, oh, he's in jail. Cool. Cool. Okay. Call the jail live on stream.
Oh, you did that live?
Yeah, I bailed him out live.
Amazing.
So I call him live on stream. It happened like 5 minutes in the stream.
Yeah.
Some people are like, hey, that's not cool that you put that out there on blast. I'm like, hey, it's going to be out there. Like,
It's all, I mean, it's already out
gonna
there. That's the thing is any of us in the public spotlight like we are,
it's already
if any of us go to jail, everybody's going to know about it.
That's right, Melanie. People will know. And they'll also know the reason why as well.
Chat's like getting mad at me. They're like, no, it's real. Then they start super chatting with like the bookings link. I'm like, oh shit.
So people send you direct links to his information, to his booking, as you say. So surely you must know what he's in for, right? So this information has been publicly available for quite a bit now. People are sending you direct links. You could easily tell what the charges were, and you decide to go through with this bail anyways. Now let me make something clear. If this was a petty crime like, say, theft of something insignificant or possession of something insignificant, or if the story was something like self-defense, I would completely understand. But in this case, that's not what we're talking about here, evidently. Like, you more than likely know what these charges are. You can call these people for more corroborating information, yet you still go through with making this bail. Me personally, I don't care if it's my own family. If they did something that I find morally reprehensible, I'd probably let them stay there.
I'm like, hey, can we get him out today? She replied, yes, he can get out today. You need somebody to like walk the paperwork from the county clerk to the actual jail to get them out. Then I was like, well, I don't fucking live in Wisconsin, lady. I can't do that. Fortunately, we have an audience. So I had more than a dozen people email me like, bro, I'm an hour away. I'll drive it. No problem.
Wow.
Like, you guys, like
real
the viewers,
ones.
Yeah. The viewers were like, no worries. I'm like, hey, if you're in the area and you're willing to do it, you know, and I had dozens of people emailing me like, bro, I'll go, no problem.
And keep in mind, this guy is in there for domestic abuse and battery. I wouldn't use my own audience for anything even remotely close to that. Not that I could anyways, because, you know, 4K sub Andy. That's besides the point. But this really puts into question where Jeremy's priorities are. I mean, you have people quite literally moving documents in between courts and jails for a guy that you may not even know if he is innocent or not. And right now, based on some of this information, it definitely ain't looking too good. In my opinion, this is one of the worst things that you could do with your audience short of scamming, but hey, I digress. Now, just to wrap this video up and make it a short one, I want to say that the Quartering has got to be one of the goofiest people to exist on YouTube, and I say that because this dude either has some of the stupidest or dumbest takes, or does some of the stupidest and dumbest things. And people honestly do not shit on him enough for doing some of the stupid things that he does. Now, I'm not saying that he's a malicious individual, I'm not saying that he's one of the most evil people that I've covered, but he's definitely one of the silliest ones in terms of doing things that sometimes are pretty impractical or saying things that are impractical. Anyways, that's all I got for today, guys. Later.